I'm with Mohamed Ismail from Woodstock. He is one of the leaders of the Islamic community in Woodstock, Ontario. Welcome.
Hi, Fadel. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for joining us today. So today I want to talk a little bit about, so right now in the holy month for Islam, it's the month of Ramadan, where Islamic people show devotion to God, or in Arabic, Allah, during this month. So I'm wondering if you could tell me a little brief thing for those that don't know much about Islam, just a little intro to the faith itself.
As well. So Islam is a faith that's a continuation of the Judeo-Christian tradition. So as Muslims, we believe, as the Christians and Jews before us, we believe that God created man, and then God sent prophets. So as Muslims, we believe that God sent prophets, and those prophets are obviously from Adam down to the Prophet Mohammed, peace be upon him. God sent down 124,000 messengers, of which we know of around 30 odd that are mentioned in the Old Testament, the Torah, the New Testament, the Bible, and the Holy Quran. So Islam is a continuation of Christian and Judeo-Christian tradition. So the only main difference between Muslims and Christians is that Muslims don't believe Jesus to be God or the Son of God. They believe him to be a prophet. There's differences between Muslims and Jews as well, in the sense that Jews are not really accepting Islam as a faith, accepting as an Abrahamic faith, but not accepting the Muslims as one of their own, should we say. While Muslims do accept Jews as one of their own, in the sense that we accept the Prophet Moses, Prophet David, and Prophet Solomon, and all that sort of stuff.
Okay. So that's why they call them the Abrahamic faiths, Christianity, Judaism. Okay. So right now, it is the month of Ramadan. Tell me a little bit about that and what is involved with that.
So Ramadan is usually the 9th month of the Islamic year. It's usually a month of fasting. So Muslims tend to fast. So fast starts from dawn till dusk. So currently in Woodstock, here in Southwest Ontario, the fast starts around 5 a.m. and ends around 8:25, 8:30 p.m. in the evening. So obviously it's a long day for the majority of people. But the fast is an old Islamic tradition going back to Abraham, our forefather. So God also reminds Muslims like myself in our time that don't think you're special fasting because your forefather Abraham fasted all those thousands of years ago. So, but fasting is a very important element of Islam because it gives you, it's all about giving you self-control back and not self-control also from eating and abstaining from doing things which are maybe not so nice, such as speaking ill of other people and all that sort of stuff, looking at things which are forbidden. But fasting also means not just for abstaining from food, but for your eyes and your ears and your mouth. And as I was reading yesterday, for your heart, because often we fast from abstaining from food is very easy, but abstaining from ill thoughts is not so easy. Abstaining from speaking ill of others is not so easy. So all those things are very important aspect of fasting. So it's a 30-day period that lasts Ramadan. So today we're in day number 12 of 30. So inshallah, if God wills, we will finish Ramadan around the 23rd, May the 24th, which will then be a combination of the celebration called Eid, which is the equivalent or Muslim equivalent of, like, say, Christmas or Easter. But obviously, fasting is not just unique to Islam, because we know we just came out from Lent before us. So our Christian cousins and brothers were also abstaining, should we say, from food or whatever they themselves have decided to give up for that month, for a 40-day period. So it goes more of it, like I said, while fasting is one element, is also, like I said, abstaining from food and all those sorts of stuff, but another aspect of it is acknowledging the higher power, that's God. So that's unique both to Islam and also to Christianity, but also to Judaism and other faiths. All faiths really talk about fasting. It's not just something unique to Muslims.
So now, how has today's predicament modified, or has it affected anything at all with respect to the holy month of Ramadan and fasting? With us being able to go out as much and sort of being, locked up at home, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, I mean, It's as I was saying to a friend of mine the other day, it's fasting has become like a lockdown within a lockdown, if you know what I mean. So normally the month of Ramadan will be a go slow month for most Muslims. So the emphasis will be less on going out and doing other things. It'll be more around prayer and worship and staying at home and trying to exert the least amount of energy as possible for the majority of people. So people, the normal fast day is getting up at around 4:30 in the morning, having breakfast, and then doing the prayer. And obviously, in a normal work day, if we weren't in the COVID period, we were going to work. So obviously, if you're going to bed around 5 a.m., half 5, 4:45, you're only sleeping for another hour maybe, and then getting up to go to work. You come home, and then of course you're tired during the day because you've not really had your tea and coffee or whatever that you normally would do. You come home and relax. So you sleep for an hour or so, then of course you get up and then break your fast, and then in the evening you'll be going to the mosque to pray, the evening prayers, which is traditionally what Muslims will always do. So you'll be busy. So obviously in COVID-19, we're not doing that. So everyone's got a bit more time now to do a bit more self-reflection, if you know what I mean. Because normally you will still be busy, you still have your normal workday job. Like, so at the moment, I myself, after many, many years, have reconnected with the Quran, the holy book of the Muslims, and have been starting to read it. And it's been maybe, and I'm embarrassed to say this, but it's been many, many years since I've done that. And the reason I've not been doing that in previous years is because I've got to go to work in the morning. Once I'm back from work, I rest for a little while, and I'll go to the mosque where previously we would have an evening meal. So you've got to prepare that. You could have set the tables up, make sure the people that come in, they know, what to do. They're going to have their meal, and they're going to you have to clean up thereafter, and then set up for the prayers. So you're doing service for the community. This time around with COVID-19, there's none of that. You're doing service to yourself in more respect. So, of course, obviously month of Ramadan is a social month. So people tend to get together. There's iftars, meals in the evening together.
Iftar is what? Sorry.
That's
Iftar.
right. Yes. So iftars were like your evening meal to break the fast. So of course people get together with families and friends and community and neighbours and so forth. Of course, we've not been able to do that this year. Even in Woodstock last year, we invited a few people from the church who came along. Unfortunately, this year we can't do that. So it's kind of put a dampener on things to some respect, but it's more of in some ways, it's, like I said, has under COVID-19 conditions, it's allowed us to have further and greater introspection into our own lives, as it were, as opposed to having that community thing.
That's fantastic. Well, okay. Well, Mohamed, thank you very much. I really appreciate the time you've given us today. I'm Fadel Zabian with Rogers TV.